Okay, Kansas City, this is George Walker and the BFTAA and More show coming to you today from the WEB Du Bois Learning Center. And we've got a special guest in for the first part of this show. I'll be telling you some of the technology news a little bit later on. But right now, I'd like to introduce you to a gentleman that's going to tell us a little bit about an opportunity that he has, that his business has in Kansas City, and I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Harold Fears, and I'm the president of a nonprofit called Aries CDL Institute.
All right. So with Aries CDL Institute. So what is Aries CDL Institute?
Again, Aries CDL Institute is a nonprofit that serves marginalized individuals, veterans, and justice-impacted individuals.
All right. So what does what is your background before you get into this? Before you started CDL, what was your background?
My background was in nursing.
Okay.
I met a gentleman in nursing school, and we became friends. He told me that he could make more money at trucking than he could nursing. So I followed him, and I worked with him for a year. I worked in his office, and then started an Amazon contract. I ran Amazon for about 4 years, and then left Amazon and went to FedEx. And I'm currently at FedEx.
So that's been pretty good for you, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Our company at FedEx made $3.1 million last year.
Now that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Now, are you a product of Kansas City, or where are you from?
No, sir. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, yeah, we have good contacts with Cleveland. I guess you was a Browns fan at one time.
I still am a Brown.
Oh, okay.
I'm always going to be a Browns.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then how long have you been in the Kansas City area?
I've been in the Kansas City area since 1989.
1989. All right. So that's a good thing. But you kind of like it here?
I love it here.
Okay. So now Kansas City has. So are you rooting for the Chiefs, any?
Always.
Okay. Just wondering and stuff.
Root for the Royals only when they play the Indians.
Okay. So you still got your roots back at home and stuff, but on anybody, I can dig with that and stuff because I'm from Louisiana, so I still have a little spot for the Saints and stuff. And I say, okay, if they're not playing the Chiefs, I'm like you and stuff. I can pull for the Saints out there and stuff. So I understand. So Aries CDL. And tell people what a CDL is.
It's a commercial driver's license.
A commercial driver's license. Okay, so it's a driver's license, but a little bit more.
Yes, sir. It allows you to drive big rigs, dump trucks, concrete mixers,
Okay.
that type of thing. Passenger buses and coach buses.
Okay. So Aries CDL does what for veterans and for justice impacted people?
We train those type individuals so they can have a second chance at life. The average salary for a truck driver straight out of school is $50,000 to $70,000 a year.
That's not bad. $50,000 to $70,000 a year.
I always tell people, let's do the math.
Yes.
I talked a lot to people with MDs, PhDs, masters in business. They went to school for 4 to 8 years. They came out, at least a bachelor's degree, they came out making $30,000. So they spent 4 years in school. They racked up college debt, and they only making $30,000 out of school.
Yes.
6 weeks, $50,000 to $70,000 with no college debt. I asked them, who's smarter?
No, that's not bad. 50 to 70,000. And then what is probably the high end of truck driving?
Well, after a year, you could make up to $110,000 or $120,000.
Okay, income. That's not a bad living.
Your MDs, your PhDs, they max out at about $120, $130, $30,000.
$1,000. Okay,
So
right.
you've got, again, 8 to 10 years in school. You have a PhD. You got $150 to $200,000 in college debt, and
Okay.
you're only going to max out at $120,000 or $130,000.
Now that sounds like something, especially to people that aren't going to college, wouldn't you think?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's not to say that you shouldn't go to college.
Let's be honest. Everybody's not built for college.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody knows that, we all can't be rocket scientists.
Exactly.
So that's it.
If you have no desire to go to college, or you just not built academically to go to college, you have good trades, not only just CDL. That's not the end all to be all. You have welding.
Yes.
You have masonry. You have all your electricians, all your construction trades.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Make
Yes.
very good money.
Absolutely. I have a cousin out in Virginia working in the shipyards out there. He's a welder. Him and his wife bought him a nice house, or had a house built out there, and it's nice and stuff. And he welds in those big ships and all of that, but he's been doing that all his life. He's a welder.
Excellent money.
Making real good money. Yeah, he's provided for his family and is living a good life. So yeah, the trades are something that a lot more people are starting to understand, that there's benefit in that. It's not something to look down on.
It's not.
Yeah, because you can, as you say, you can raise your family, you can make a good living. It maybe doesn't have the glamour and stuff of saying I'm a doctor or something, but the bottom line is if you're taking the bread home.
Well, you know what? We make just as many life decisions as a trucker every day on the road
Absolutely.
as a doctor does.
Absolutely.
One mistake can cost a life. Can cost not only a life, multiple lives.
So CDL, getting that commercial driver's license, that's the start to start being able to get further, to get the trucking abilities and stuff. Now, do you have to go to a trucking driving school after you get the CDL?
No, you go to the school, you get your license, and you start out in your craft.
Okay. All right.
The barriers to entry is a valid driver's license, being able to take a DOT physical, and get your learner's permit.
Okay. So now, how long have you been in business with this? How long have you been doing this?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. And about how many students have you had go through?
About 25.
About 25 students.
But I've been training drivers ever since I had a CDL license. As a trucking company owner, you get new drivers all the time. You're responsible for training.
Okay.
Get new drivers out of school. Sometimes we get old, experienced drivers that need refresher.
Okay.
So it's always a training. We train them. You know what? Everybody has their certain way of doing things. You got shipyards that have a certain way of doing things. You have UPS has a certain way of doing things. Mm-hmm. So you still teach it.
Yes.
Not technically, but you're still teaching drivers how to maneuver and how to handle certain different freight.
Okay. Yeah, depending upon the freight that's handling, how you're going to be taught, basically. Liquids are different than solids.
Exactly.
Okay.
Heavy freight, heavy haul. There's vast different commodities of freight that you have to move. And 85% of everything that a consumer touches or owns has been on a truck at some point in time.
Right, yeah.
We have over 100,000 open spots in the United States of America.
For truckers.
For truckers.
So the jobs are there.
The jobs are there. And the American Trucking Association said that number is going to grow.
So what are the qualifications for a CD to get a commercial driver's license?
It's again, a valid driver's license, regular driver's license, be able to take a drug test, and be able to pass a physical, and attend somebody's school. Not necessarily mine, but somebody's school.
Okay.
You have to have at least 160 hours of training.
160 hours.
Yeah, back in the
Okay.
day, you could just take your get your permit, go to the DMV, show up, make an appointment, show up with your own tractor trailer, and if you pass the test, you pass the test.
Okay.
Now you're required to have training.
160 hours.
Yeah.
And that's not bad.
No, it's not.
That's not bad
It's
and
not.
stuff. If you consider a 40-hour work week, that's a month worth of
Yes.
training, driving, and you're there
Yeah.
at 8 hours a day. I mean, you might work more than that, but
Some schools are 4 weeks long, but ours is 6 because we have some extra courses in our class, in our program. We have a life skills program and we have a financial literacy program.
okay. Now that's important. They need to have that in more schools. And that's talking about the cost. How much does it cost
It costs,
to attend a school like
it costs
yours?
$5,000 per person.
$5,000 per
The
person.
nice thing is that we have went out and found funding for the low income, medium income, and justice impacted individuals. So
Okay.
we're an approved training provider for workforce partnerships. We're an approved training provider for Kansas and Missouri Voc Rehab.
Okay.
So, and we have connections where we can go out and find you funding.
Okay, okay. So funding is available if a person doesn't have the $5,000 that you may be able to find resources for.
Yes.
Very good.
On special occasions, I really hate putting this out there, and I know I'm gonna get a spanking for it by my business partner. But certain circumstances, we allow you to go for free.
You have allowed people to actually
Our
take your
first
class
20 students we put in for free.
just to get the program or to see how everything was going and
You know
stuff.
how when you start out, you got to prove yourself to everybody.
Uh-huh.
We'd like to work with you, but how many people have you put through?
Okay.
Put a class or two through, and then we'll come talk to you.
Okay.
We did it.
Okay.
We financed it out of our own pockets.
Oh, okay. Okay. So y'all paid for everything to get them through, get them licensed up, and take the test and all of that.
Our first 2 classes, we not only paid for their tuition, we bought them food every day
Okay, you fed them too.
because we didn't want them distracted.
Okay. Okay.
Here's the thing: you have all these organizations that out here that say we want to help people. They get them in a room, they talk to them, and tell them everything is going to be all right, and they send them out the door. Those people still have the same problems. They hungry. You know, they have people at home that are hungry. The lights getting ready to go. The only way you're going to fight crime is to have a decent job, a living wage. And it's a cliche, but money moves everything.
So part of your work even helps with crime prevention.
Yes.
And communities need that, especially in our communities where people, like you say, if they don't have jobs, people still want to eat.
They not want to eat. They have to eat.
Yes.
And you know what? They're gonna resort to doing what they know how to do. And if they know how to drive a truck, that's what they're gonna do.
All right. All right. That
you
makes
know how to
perfect
weld,
sense.
that's what you're gonna do.
Yes.
If you don't have any alternative but to steal and rob, that's exactly what you're gonna do. And you can't be mad at those people if they don't have any alternatives of providing for their families.
Okay. Okay. I see your point there, Zaf. And that's one thing that we do need is people to have jobs. Having a job and working every day.
Not only having a job, having a good paying job.
Yes. Okay.
You know what? Anybody, you know what? It's hard to get a job at McDonald's right now.
Okay.
And they pay the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So now what are you going to do? You still can't support your family on a job at McDonald's. You can barely take care of yourself.
Yes. Yes. It takes probably at least $25 an hour to be halfway decent now. I mean, that used to be what I thought was a huge wage, but you need to make about $25 an hour at a low level.
Yes. So you to have somebody to walk out of prison and in 6 weeks make $30 an hour, that's good money. That's a reason not to go back to prison.
Yes, yes. When you have something to lose.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
The first 30 to 60 days out of jail are the critical times. You back in your same neighborhood, you back with your same people that probably got you there, whispering in your ear, "Hey, Lewis, I got this. Hey, I know,
Yeah.
I know you need.
Yeah.
Come
yeah.
on, come with me." And you hungry.
Yeah.
But listen, the state and the federal probation people want you to pay restitution. How can you pay restitution working at Wendy's? You could barely survive.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
let's do the right thing. Let's help these people get good paying jobs so they can do the right thing.
And I'd like to say, with what you're doing for people is definitely a good thing right now. Now, is this open to men and women?
Men and women. We're looking for women. I'm going to put somebody on the spot right now. I want to connect with Candace Wesson. She has a nonprofit that helps females in the reentry process.
Oh, okay.
So I want to connect with her so I can get more females into the program.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a lot of women that are driving trucks now. That's
A lot.
That you see it. We have some in our family that are driving trucks.
And they make great money.
And yeah, so the barriers are not as bad as they used to be. I've got a cousin down in Texas. Her and her husband had a tow truck company.
Okay.
And she drove in the day and he drove at night. And I said, "You hooking up those cars and stuff?" She said, "Yeah, sure." And so that's got to feed the family.
It's plenty of female truck drivers, and the stigmatism has changed.
Yes, yes, yes. It's more accepted.
Look on social media. This is me in the truck, and this is me out of the truck, and they look totally different
Okay.
out of the truck.
Yes, yes.
And you would never know that they was truck drivers.
Still very much a lady.
That's right. Very much.
Yeah. So that's that and that's what it's probably always been, but now the world is getting to where that stigmatism isn't there, that you can't do it.
And to be honest, I think ladies are better truck drivers.
Uh-oh.
I do.
No kidding.
Yes, because all the ego is taken out of it. It's just like golf. You get a man on a golf course, he's swinging for the heels. All the finesse and all the technical stuff is gone out because he using straight muscle. That lady is using finesse and mechanics. I've had lady truck drivers and I've had male truck drivers. Lady truck drivers are much cleaner.
Trucks look better inside.
And they have a reason to go home. They probably have kids. So they're not going to do nothing crazy in the truck that's going to cause an accident. They got a family to go home to.
Okay. So that's just true life.
Human nature.
All right. So you guys are hearing it right here on BFTAA. And what we do is we bring people from the community to talk about things that are going on in the community. Mr. Fears is here just to tell you about his business. I mean, yeah, he wants more business. That's what you're in business for. But also he's providing a service in the community. Now, do you work with other nonprofits and government entities?
I have an MOU with Kansas City, Kansas Community College. I work with Catholic Charities. I work with Greater Jobs KC. I work with Connection to Success. I work with the Community Action Agency. I work with everybody. And I know you keep saying business, but this business is a nonprofit. So we don't make money off this. This is all about giving back to the community and leaving a legacy.
Okay. All
So
right.
I'm not gonna get rich. I'm not gonna make $1 million. There's no profit sharing for me in this.
Okay, so this is your nonprofit
Yes, sir.
business. Okay, okay. I didn't know that. I was
Yes,
thinking you
sir.
were in a regular school business and
No,
you
sir.
run this as a
As
nonprofit.
a nonprofit.
Excellent, excellent. So just your way of giving back.
Yes, sir.
Well, now that's always good to hear. I know I got a soft spot for the nonprofits here in the world.
Yes.
Not to say that we want to starve, but to see that there's a need in the community and be willing to sacrifice of your time to help another person, to help the community.
Back in the prior life, I used to be a pharmacy technician. A
Okay.
pharmacist asked me one day, he said, "Why you work so hard? Why do you take all these extra shifts?" I told him I could be doing one or two things. I could be breaking in your house or selling drugs to your kids, or I could be here working. You tell me which one.
All right.
They
Yeah.
just walked away.
So yeah.
So there are good people out here. They just made mistakes, and they need a second chance.
Yes. Yes. I mean, and we all know some. They may be in somebody's family that's listening right now and stuff. But there are people that get caught up, make some bad choices,
Yes, sir.
and it shouldn't be a lifelong uh, uh, curse on you because you made a mistake when you were 19 or 20 years old, or you made a bad decision even at 25.
Right.
That oh, it's going to haunt you the rest of your life. Yeah, yeah. You've got to make amends. You may have consequences from your actions, but after that, what do you do?
Here's the thing: when you pay your debt to society, you should be able to walk away. You paid your debt.
Yes.
You paid your debt.
If they say it's paid,
That's right.
yeah, then you don't owe anything else.
But those people, the way the system is set up, it's not designed for some people to succeed, and we need to help those people. I wouldn't be sitting right here if somebody didn't help me.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, nobody's like I think I heard somebody say there's no such thing as self-made.
No,
Man, that
somebody helped
yeah.
somebody somewhere.
Yeah, none of us are self-made. We didn't up and make ourselves. You were educated, you were raised in an area, you had people in your life. There was somebody else that influenced you, that did something for you, even if it was just to educate you. That you didn't come out on your own knowing how to read.
Listen, it's a little thing to say. Don't do that. Do this.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. No, don't do that. Do this.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
if you do this, then you'll be all right.
Yeah. I tell you, so I'm glad that you took the time to come and talk. I know you have a schedule, you have things that you have to do, but is there anything you'd like to tell the people on how to get in contact with you and how to reach your school or how to support your school?
You can call 913-526-1126. That's 913-526-1126. Or you can go to www.acdli.org. acdli.org.
Okay.
It stands for Aries CDL
Yeah.
Institute.
Institute. Okay. ACDLI.
.org.
.org.
Yes.
Okay, that keeps it short and sweet.
Yes.
So,
Or you can call 913-526-1126.
all right, all right. So we're so glad that you stopped in for today, and appreciate this opportunity to hear of your work and your successes now. And that was one thing we didn't get to talk much about, but tell us as we leave here one uplifting story of somebody that you maybe helped, or something that somebody did for the school, or something that
Well,
stands out.
We're not going to talk about who I helped. I want
Okay.
to talk about who helped me.
All right. All
There
right.
are really two powerful ladies in my life right now. One is Dr. Ryobi from KCK Community College, and Miss Mary Ricketts.
Okay.
Those two ladies and Miss Krista Watson. They have championed my cause. And not to get ahead of myself, but we are getting ready to work with the Department of Housing and HUD to take this program into the housing authorities.
All right. Very good.
There is money out there for individuals that are on SNAP. It's called the SNAP Employment and Training Funding. So if you're 18 to 59 and you're single, you can go to CDL school for free.
Wow. And end up making $30 an hour or better.
Yes. I'm working on creating a partnership with the Teamsters.
Now that sounds like, yeah.
So
that-
not
for sure.
only will you go out and get a good job, you can get a union job and you can get union benefits that go along with that job.
That's always good. And benefits is important.
Yes, sir.
They're very important and stuff. And sometimes it seems like more and more is going away, but you know, you need to have that health insurance and 401ks and things like that that can sustain you even in these bad times.
So in closing, I want to thank the community college, and I want to thank Dr. Ryobi, and I want to thank Miss Ricketts, and I want to thank Ms. Watson. They've been very powerful in making Erie CDL Institute a success.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Yeah. All right. You've been listening to this interview with Mr. Fears right now at KUAW Radio. This is pre-recorded early, but it'll be available online. You can go to our YouTube channel, go to KUAW Space Radio, and you'll be able to see this. Look under the BFTAA playlist. We'll show it. It'll show up like a live at 5 o'clock, but it will be saved. So if you go into KUAW Radio on YouTube, and then look under the playlist for BFTAA, it'll be in there under this date. So today is April the 7th. Correct. So look for April the 7th, 2025. It should be on top. I mean, anyway, but even later on, we save all of these videos, so you'll be able to pick that up. And share it with your friends. If you see it, like it, share it, send it to somebody so they can check it out. This is KUAW Radio, the BFTAA and More Show.